Hello friends, welcome to this channel, and if it's your first time, I'm glad you're here. And how are you doing? I'm Jasmine, and today I'm gonna do it in Netherlands, and I'm checking out this video, everyday Dutch things that stands out to me as an American living in the Netherlands. Okay, so this is an American person who is living in the Netherlands, and this is her Dutch experience. So let's check out her Dutch experience. I hope she's having a wonderful experience living in Netherlands anyway. But I know that Netherlands is a very beautiful place, and so I can't wait to share from my experience. So guys, let's check this amazing video out.
Hi everyone, my name is Ava and I'm an American living in the Netherlands, and today I wanted to show you some things that stood out to me as an American when I first moved here, and also just some differences, everyday differences between the US and the Netherlands.
Okay.
It is a gorgeous 30 degrees here today, although you couldn't really tell by the clouds.
Yeah.
Look at that. They need to part because I was looking forward to some sun today. I guarantee you those people there are upset that there is no sun right now. Okay, let's start this video off with some really convenient things that stood out to me right when you get out of Central Station in Amsterdam. And one of the things that's so convenient is Dunkin' Donuts. Just kidding. You gotta walk past the Dunkin' to here. And this is really convenient. That's right, if you're coming to visit Amsterdam, you don't have to bring your luggage with you. You can simply leave it at the lockers at the station. Another convenient thing can be found right outside of Amsterdam Station, the bicycle parking. Amsterdam has these cool underwater bicycle parking garages. And if you don't have a bike, no problem. You can use your public transport card to rent a bike here. I think that's pretty cool. Well, so as I'm walking on the beautiful single in Amsterdam, I wanted to take a moment to thank you all for watching. I just ran into one of you, a viewer, and well, it's just, I run into you basically on a daily basis, and I love meeting you and hearing from you. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you because it just feels so surreal even now. I've been making these vlogs for a couple of years now, and it just feels so wonderful to meet you all and just know that people watch my videos and like them. So that's really sweet, and I wanted to, in the beginning of the video, take a moment to thank you for it. Something that stood out to me even before I lived in the Netherlands and I was just visiting here is that if there was a dry, warm, sunny day, 2 out of those 3 is enough, people would drop everything that they're doing to be outside. I didn't understand this at first because didn't people have to work? I'll come back to this point later on in the video. Okay, another thing that stands out to me as an American is how narrow these streets are. Can you believe that like actual full-size vans pass through here, and then along with bikes and people walking? I don't understand how they do it. It's a true skill. These streets, as narrow as they are, even have cars parked to the side, and of course, bicycles. And as pedestrians, we have to make do with really, really, really narrow sidewalks.
That's a lot of bicycles.
Oh well, you're better off biking in the Netherlands. Now, the other thing I find interesting actually is that these beautiful buildings are a mix of residential buildings and just office buildings. Oh my God, by the way, do you notice how every single place basically has an outdoor seating area? Like in the US, it gets so hot that this is not something that you see this often. Just look, every single place has a terrasje, a little terrace. While there is a lot to complain about when it comes to Dutch weather, one thing that I actually don't mind is how relatively mild the summers here are compared to the summers I'm used to in the US. I think that one of the reasons outdoor seating was often limited in the US is because no one wanted to sit outside in the scorching summer heat. I think I've sat outside at cafes or restaurants way more ever since I moved to the Netherlands, even though it definitely rains way more here. Oh my God, I just am walking through the center of Amsterdam, and sorry, I bet the voice quality is really crappy because of this big truck. But this proves that I'm in the center of Amsterdam and I have just stumbled onto my biggest dream. Check out this book market. So one of the things that stood out to me, and this is really just my impression, is that Dutch people really like to read on the whole, and there are so many cute little bookshops in Dutch towns and cities.
Wow.
For instance, in the center of Amsterdam, there is a British, Dutch, and American bookshop all basically right next to each other, and I love it.
Okay.
Wow, so in New York, people often say when they're in Manhattan, oh my God, there's a Starbucks on every block. Well, in Amsterdam, you have a bookshop on every block. Also, a note to the current Dutch government, please don't raise the taxes on books. By the way, just to give you all some context, it's a Friday today, it is almost lunchtime, and I usually work 5 days. I work 5 days, and many people in the Netherlands work 4. And at least where I work, the day they like to take off is a Friday, and that happens to be today. The weather was nice, so I thought I'm gonna take off as well. And I do this kind of very often. And if I'm gonna take a day off, it's typically a Friday, just because my colleagues are off too, because they work 4 days. Now, before I moved to the Netherlands, if I took time off, it was to go on holiday, a proper vacation. But here in the Netherlands, I've noticed that it's also really common for people to just take a random day off here and there to do some everyday things. And I've started doing that too. So that's why I'm here, and I'm enjoying this beautiful day, and I'm gonna now walk for a little bit, just enjoy the gorgeous canal views. By the way, I always stop to take pictures of these like gorgeous old buildings, and people definitely think I'm a tourist because I'm still amazed by the architecture. Well, I don't know if that'll ever go away, and I kind of don't want it to. So let's go for a walk now and get a coffee, because I've only had 1 coffee today and I need at least 2 to function. There is no shortage of gorgeous buildings on my walk. Both me and the loads of tourists Amsterdam gets around this time of year are very much enjoying the view. Whenever I say the Dutch cities are so pretty, there are always a few people who say, not all places are like Amsterdam or Utrecht, Eva. And okay, well, not all places are like that. I will say that very many are. Okay, so on this walk, as I'm walking towards a coffee place, where is my coffee? I realized that something that I've come to expect after moving to the Netherlands is that I expect cities to be green. So again, this is the center of Amsterdam. The narrow streets that I've been filming, if you notice, then there are trees on those streets. So basically very many streets, even if it's a broad, big street, will have trees. And I think the cities in the Netherlands do a really good job of that. And when I go to other cities now, I notice when there aren't trees and it's 28 degrees Celsius and it feels really hot. Whereas supposedly it's 28 degrees Celsius here now. And I'm okay. I'm really not hot. I'm someone who starts to boil after 24 degrees Celsius typically, but when I'm out in the green, you just don't feel it. So that's pretty nice.
Yes.
So I've already mentioned how much I love the city parks in the Netherlands, but you don't necessarily have to go to a city park to have some greenery. And what I've also realized is how much of a soothing effect being surrounded by so much water can have on me. There's the Heineken brewery. I've never been. Is it worth it? Okay, so I was just at this coffee place, which was very nice, and I got some food, and I thought of 2 things that I wanted to share with you. One is that I used the bathroom, and in the US, you either have air dryers or paper towels, and doesn't matter where you go, it's the same. Here in the Netherlands, if you go to bigger places, you will indeed see that, but when you go to smaller places, you will see a hand towel in the bathroom, and I find that kind of really gross. And I don't know if people actually use it. I think they do, but I don't. So, and this card. And then the second thing that I noticed was that here in the Netherlands, you can't expect your food to arrive really quickly. Not because they can't prepare it quickly, but sort of because it's ongezellig. I should probably go walk on the sidewalk. Narrow streets. And we're back on the sidewalk. So as I was saying, you kind of don't get your food right away. So I was at a cafe by myself, and the food, they just took their time with it so that I didn't feel rushed. So it wasn't like, oh, now I was done eating and now I had to leave. So it took me some time to get used to that because I would arrive extremely hungry. And now I don't, and things are better. And I'm now in the center of Utrecht. It's a little later in the day, and you can tell that I'm in the center of Utrecht because of the church bells. It's really beautiful. Even after years of being familiar with the city, I'm not used to it. I'm meeting up with a friend, and in typical Eva fashion, I'm either too late or too early. I'm too early today. And while I wait for my friend, let us talk about one final thing, and that is being on time. If you agree to meet up with someone at 5, then you better be there at 5. In the US, I knew plenty of people who thought 5:10 or 5:15 would be acceptable if you said 5, but that is not the case here. And if you throw a party, be prepared that a few people will show up earlier even, not just on time. Anyway, that was all the everyday things that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
Oh, wow. That's just very interesting. I can see you're having fun in staying in Amsterdam. It is beautiful. You know, this is a beautiful city. Thank you so much for this video. It's beautiful. It's nice. I like the environment. I like that you're enjoying the place. And I noticed they have a lot of bikes anyway, you know, and like she said, every street there is a bookstore. It means they love to read. Beautiful. So thank you for this beautiful video. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this piece, guys. And thank you for watching. I'll see you again.